多謝大家出席今晚由安省心臟及中風基金會屬下華人分會主辦嘅第17屆心聲慈善參與會。
That stunning performance which we have just witnessed is entitled Kung Fu in Beijing Opera, performed by Wang Hua-Wu and Ni Wenhua from the Chinese Traditional Arts Group from Beijing. Now, the two characters that we featured were very well-known Chinese traditional characters. There's the Monkey King and also Wu Guiyin, who is a female warrior in ancient China. Now, this group's performance tonight is sponsored by the Canada Multicultural Exchange Association.
Well, you've seen some wonderful acts by the Chinese heroine, which represents Chinese women in general, armed and dangerous.
Not me.
Well, it's the first time I work with you. I feel very safe. It's the first time I have, as my partner, a lawyer right next to me, and I don't have to pay her. So.
But I didn't get paid either, Peter.
Okay, back to business. 頭先為大家表演京劇技巧匯水穆桂英與孫悟空嘅係北京曲苑集團嘅成員黃化武以及列文華。Once again, let's give another round of applause to the traditional arts group from Beijing. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the co-chairs of tonight's gala, the directors and members of the organizing committee of the Chinese Canadian Council. Ladies and gentlemen，
我哋嘅邀請今晚參與會嘅共同主席同埋心臟及中風基金會華人分會嘅各籌委會成員上台。Co-chairs for this evening, Ms. Jojo Chan and Mr. Justin Poy.
Chinese Canadian Council Vice President Dr. Chi-Ming Chow and Director Helen Liu.
Chinese Canadian Council Directors Anna Yip and Dr. Joseph Chu.
Chinese Canadian Council Directors Bessie Lee and Charles Fu.
Chinese Canadian Council Directors Dr. Howard Wu and Patrick Young.
Organizing Committee members Gordon Lam and Jeffrey Lam.
Organizing Committee members Jeffrey Kwok and Anthony Choi.
Organizing Committee members Guerrero Yu and Francis Young.
Thank you, everyone.
大家好，好榮幸今年可以同 Justin 一齊出任心聲慈善參與會2007嘅籌委會共同主席。The Heart and Stroke Foundation was founded 50 years ago. Since 1955, the foundation has funded an accumulated total of more than $500 million in research, even though it receives no operational funding from government sources.
None of this would be possible without the support of volunteers and the generous support from the public, such as yourself. Sing for Your Heart, the largest annual fundraising gala organized by the Chinese Canadian Council, is one of these major initiatives. The Chinese Canadian Council was founded over 15 years ago, and it comprises of healthcare professionals and business leaders. The Council has been actively partnering with the Chinese community to increase awareness of heart disease and stroke while raising funds for the Heart and Stroke Foundation to support their life-saving research, further reducing the burden of heart disease and stroke for many Canadians.
Our theme for the Sing for Your Heart Gala this year is Viva Beijing. And as the name suggests, we will be bringing you a night full of spectacular performances to give you a feel of the vibrancy and the deep culture of the capital of China. This includes performances from our charity singers from the community, a Chinese folk art show from Beijing, and of course, our featured performer, Ms. Joyce Lee, who flew all the way here from Hong Kong just for tonight's event.
Last but not least, we would like to once again thank all our volunteers, committee members, our lead sponsor, Industrial Alliance, and all our generous sponsors, and each and every one of you for your kind support. Your generosity is the key to the ongoing success of the foundation.
喺度，我再一次代表安省心臟及中風基金會，衷心感謝所有義工、籌委會成員、贊助商以及在場每一位善長仁翁嘅支持。因為有你哋嘅幫助，安省心臟及中風基金會先至可以為更多嘅生命燃點希望。So please sit back and enjoy this wonderful night ahead of you, all for a good cause. Thank you very much.
I'm going to say a few words on behalf of our council. And I just want to say about the next 30 seconds to go over what is a day in our life as being a cardiologist. So we walk into the emergency department in one bed. There's a 45-year-old gentleman who just had chest discomfort in one of the office building. Call 911, came to our emergency department, find out the heart attack, have angiogram, and angioplasty right away, and the vessels is open. Now he's working and going back to work. And the next patient in the next bed I was playing golf, and then suddenly collapsed. Fortunately, one of his friends knows how to do CPR, resuscitated, and has an automatic defibrillator right on the golf course, and eventually resuscitated, brought to our emergency department, had all the investigation, had an implantable defibrillator, and now is playing golf again with even better handicap than before. And the third bed, as a lady who had a stroke with speech difficulties and sudden onset visual difficulties. And she was diagnosed having a stroke in time because she remembers the message to call 911 right away and arrived within 2 hours. We did all the investigation, did thrombolysis, and now she's having rehab and getting a lot better and getting back to her daily activities. All these examples are not possible without the endeavors and research that has gone on for many years. And heart and stroke actually provide a major part of it. During the care of these patients, often a tune actually comes in the back of my mind and allow me to share with you because it's Sing for Your Heart. Imagine there's no heart disease. Imagine there's no stroke. Imagine there's no hypertension. Imagine there's no diabetes. Imagine nobody smokes anymore. It should be easy to do. It shouldn't be hard, but it isn't. The objective of Heart and Stroke Foundation is to reduce the burden and suffering of heart disease and stroke among the Canadian population, and achieve this mission by the following three means: by providing funding for research, by doing health promotion, as well as doing its advocacy work. Some of the examples are like Smoke-Free Ontario, getting rid of the trans fat out of our system, as well as the Healthy Waste Initiative. The Chinese Canadian Council provide a bridge to bring these messages to the Chinese community. For example, we do that by symposium, which I attended by over 800 people every year. We do the pamphlets, which you have seen outside, as well as the DVD in Cantonese and Mandarin, just in case they have trouble actually reading any of the scripts, because a lot of older generation cannot read still. So, for this event tonight, we are here to support that, some of the efforts that we do. And I'd like to thank all of you for being here, and also thank you for the organizing committee. Having organized some of these events before, I know how hard it is. I want to thank Jojo as well as Justin. I want to thank all the organizing committee members that you have met just now, as well as some of our staff members, Lily, Poon, as well as Sharon, who have done a lot of work and sleepless nights. So let me go back to the song. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. But this is the same theme as the Beijing Olympics 2008. One world, one dream. 同一個世界，同一個夢想, which we'll talk a little bit more about later. Once again, I want to, on behalf of Dr. Mo and myself, wish you a wonderful evening and enjoy. Thank you. Okay.
Certainly, I know what it's like to stand between food and a speaker, so I'll try and be fairly brief. On behalf of the board of the Heart and Stroke Foundation of Ontario, I'd like to thank all the sponsors, all the dignitaries, and all the organizers, certainly the entire Chinese Canadian Council, for this wonderful event. As you've heard, this event is the means by which the Chinese Canadian Council provides funds for vital research into heart disease and stroke. And today this work is more important than ever. I recently spoke to Dr. Qiming Xiao, who was in China last month. He told me that in China, total deaths due to cardiovascular disease and stroke have already caught up with North America, and it looks like the rates are going to keep climbing. The risk factors, which are causing rates of heart disease and stroke in China to accelerate, are no mystery. They are the same risk factors we are beginning to see right across the planet. It's what happens when countries begin to modernize, when people become dependent on their automobile, when their physical activities decline, and their diet becomes high in saturated fat. That's when more people than ever are smokers. That's when high blood pressure is underdiagnosed and undertreated. It's when soaring rates of diabetes cause even more heart attack and strokes. This is a recipe for disaster. More than 15 years ago, Helen Liu and her colleagues could see the need to modify these risk factors. So the Heart Stroke Foundation and the Chinese Canadian Council sat down together to develop a body of research that would establish once and for all what a heart-healthy lifestyle would look like and the difference it could make. Evidence of this cooperation was on display tonight out in the lobby. There was a DVD has been developed explaining all the risk factors that go into heart disease, and it is through the work of both the Heart and Stroke Foundation and Chinese Canadian Council that this DVD has been developed. I wanted to thank four doctors, Dr. Chow, Dr. Mo, Dr. Chu, and Dr. Wu, for their work on this DVD. Without them, this DVD could not have been developed. We now know that every ethnic group has a subtly different risk profile when it comes to heart disease and stroke. Let me give you one telling example. Abdominal fat is a leading risk factor for heart attacks. Our research shows in Chinese people, a smaller amount of abdominal fat is even more of a risk factor for heart disease and stroke than in Western populations. Likewise, we are finding Indians and South Asians are more likely to develop heart disease at a younger age. So we are all different. And yet, as Dr. Salim Youssef, one of our most distinguished researchers, has reminded us, when it comes to benefiting from a heart-healthy lifestyle, we are all the same. It doesn't matter if we're Chinese or South Asian or African or European. We are all the same under the skin, and we can change things. Eat right, be active, know the signs and symptoms of heart disease and stroke, be smoke-free, and above all, make sure that your families know all of this too. If we can do that, then we will see rates of heart disease and stroke falling right across the planet. So the importance of the work that you are funding and your attendance here goes far beyond Ontario, and you can all be very, very proud of that. It just goes to show you what happens when you put your heart into it. Thank you.
各位朋友，欢迎大家来参加今晚的晚宴。Honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, friends, I'm very happy to be here today to attend the annual gala, Sing for Your Heart, organized by the Chinese Canadian Council of the Heart and Stroke Foundation of Ontario. 為增加華人社區對心臟同中風嘅認識，同時為病人提供更好嘅治療服務，我哋非常需要社會大眾對基金會嘅支持，幫助有關嘅研究工作更加順利，令市民嘅健康得到更好嘅照顧。As you know, heart disease and stroke are the leading causes of death and disability in Canada. The Heart and Stroke Foundation was established in the 1950s to help tackle these debilitating diseases. Thanks to the support of volunteers and countless generous donors like you, more than 80% of the donations go directly in support of research and educational programs. With no core government funding, the Heart and Stroke Foundation depends on galas like this one. This year's event will feature musical talents and cultural performances from Canada and China. I would like to extend a warm welcome to Ms. Joyce Lee from Hong Kong and the Chinese folk art shows from Beijing, as well as many of our other overseas guests. 今晚有中國、香港同埋本地嘅節目，特別睇到由北京嘅民間藝術，係真係好難得嘅機會。Sing for Your Heart fundraising gala is a very special event in which our son, Justin, has been involved. Many of us are looking very much forward to seeing him and his friends perform tonight. I'm aware that they have been rehearsing for many hours. We're going to have a grand evening of performances. 本人代表加拿大参议院，谢谢大家的支持和工作人员的努力，并恭祝各位朋友健康快乐。谢谢。
Of the Deputy Consul General of the Consulate General of the People's Republic of China, Mr. Hao Guangfeng， 有请中国驻加拿大总领事馆副领事郝光峰先生。
尊敬的立德会参议员女士、各位嘉宾、女士们、先生们，大家好。首先，请允许我代表中华人民共和国驻多伦多总领馆向各位来宾表示我们最真挚的谢意。Respected Senator Vivian Coyne, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, please allow me on behalf of the Chinese Consulate in Toronto to extend our warm greetings to everybody present here tonight. Tonight, it's a very important event for the CCC to organize this gala, Sing for Your Heart, for the 17th edition. It has the theme of Viva Beijing. It's the right theme because we have the Beijing folk or traditional art performing arts group is here to perform for us, which brings multiculturalism to Canada. And also because Beijing is to hold the 2008 Olympic Games next year in roughly a little bit over 400 days. I believe the Olympic Games will be a great event for all of the Chinese all over the world, and the first time in the history. This event will be held in Beijing and other 6 cities, including Hong Kong, which is going to hold the equestrian events there. And this year marks the 10th anniversary of the return of Hong Kong to the People's Republic of China. And I'd also like to congratulate the CCC for their efforts in educating people on the heart problems. I've seen reports about their efforts in this respect. They endeavored to organize lectures, courses to teach people. That's important to educate people because it's a warning call for all of us not to work too hard. Our heart could not stand too much stress. I think Dr. Zhou just mentioned some case for us. It's a warning call for all of us to remember. To congratulate this event, I would like to compose the following verses. We'll do our part to keep a healthy heart. For each other, we warmly care. With each other, we sincerely share. Tonight, in Toronto Gala, we sing for the heart. Tomorrow in Beijing Olympic Games, we will take part. Thank you. Wish everybody a good night.
I have two housekeeping issues we have to address before we begin this. Actually, three. Thank you to the gentleman over there who believes I'm in good shape. Sure, there's lots of honored guests here this evening, and I need to recognize everybody, but I think it's more appropriate that I call you friends, but I also call you heroes. Because tonight, we're surrounded by a group of heroes. It takes a tremendous amount of energy, courage, to keep coming back here every single year. And I'm a business person. I represent one organization that works very, very hard to prevent these kind of issues. But at the same time, I'm back here again. And being back here again means that I have not succeeded in an objective, and I'm measured accordingly. I have to be a bit disappointed that I'm back here because of that fact that I'm measured such. I enjoy the company, I enjoy the food, I enjoy the wine, but not achieving an objective, such as curing heart disease and stroke, means that it's probably been done at the expense of somebody's life. I have to understand an issue, and it has to understand how it impacts your life and what it's going to do. It takes a great deal of consciousness to do this. I'm sometimes in awe of my own ignorance, if you will, towards the issues that we're fighting towards. It's not enough that we battle heart disease and stroke on a daily basis, but we battle helping our children, their friends, to live up to high personal expectations, to take action in their personal lives, to prevent things like heart disease. Who's going to be responsible for this? Who's going to be our heroes in the future if we can't champion this cause for once and for all? So, I'm a realist. My expectations for everybody in this room and for society are high. I'm a confident person who tries to look ahead 30 years, anticipate the challenges we're all going to face, that organizations like mine are facing. I need to make sure that I'll protect lives and help families deal with crisis and tragedy, because it's going to happen again to many of us. So, here I stand in front of all of you. I can't see any of you, but I'm going to call myself a hero. And I'm a hero amongst many, and I'm beginning to understand what we have here. Because with heart and stroke, it doesn't matter how hard we seem to hit at this issue. What really seems to matter to us is how hard we can get hit and keep coming back each year better. So we all have personal experiences. We've all been affected. We're all still fighting to preserve the integrity of life for ourselves and for those who are walking our shoes. So heroes, well, you didn't totally yell out my company name. I will more than likely see you again next year. My company is committed. I am committed. And I know that you are. So let's keep hitting and let's keep getting hit. Because at the end of our days, we should all be left able to say one thing. That was some good living. You're all heroes. Thank you.
See what happens when you put your heart into it. 原來你注重心的地方，時時開心心的好感笑着光，處於低急和情況，分得照亮到前方，解緊手跑馬步滾了啊！男女老幼你要熱下身，係群眾的啱心幫我笑得真，運動你要時常做，不可將身心揮霍，過得好真快樂，常愉快。
When the clouds will chill, when they see my face, and a voice keeps saying, this is where I'm meant to be. I'll be there someday. I can go the distance, I can find my way. If I can be strong, I believe in my life will be worth my life. When I go the distance, I'll be right where I belong.
Let's see your hands up. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to see you all tonight. 你哋好嗎？大家好嗎？ It's so wonderful to be back home, to see my family and my good friends. 咁啊，今晚黑咧就好welcome 大家喺 Heart Stroke Foundation， 好多謝邀請我嚟啦咁樣。咁啊，今晚黑咧我就特登安排一個好特別一個 rundown 為今晚黑個 show 嘅。咁啊，今晚黑我哋有 Carry On the Band 啦，可以俾啲掌聲佢哋㗎。聽啲好舊嘅國語歌。咁啊，今晚黑我都想送俾大家嘅。咁我相信大家都會識。咁啊，我開始啲音樂，等大家估下咩歌。
就像一张破碎脸。 Told me how proud you were for the way. Only I love you today. I would hold you in my arms, I would take away the pain. Then you walked on, forgive our mistakes. There's nothing I would do, but I just want a chance to look into your eyes, to see you looking back. Oh, I'm sorry for blaming you for everything I just couldn't do, and I hurt myself. My Today I feel broken inside. Sometimes you just wanna have this. It's so hard to say goodbye when it comes to this. Would you tell me I was wrong? Would you help me understand? Are we looking down upon me? Are you proud of who I am? There's nothing I wouldn't do, if I just want a chance to look into your eyes and see you looking back. Oh, I'm sorry for blaming you for everything I just couldn't do, and I hurt say